Basically, we have the records of the court. We also have the tape that has been aired, and we clearly heard the voice of the third accused, Jakpa. We clearly heard the voice of the Attorney General, Dami. We also have learnt, and these are facts, that a meeting was held in the house of a Supreme Court judge, His Lordship Justice Yoni Kulendi. These raise serious issues. The perversion of justice, unethical conduct, unlawful conduct, unconstitutional conduct of an Attorney General who is the leader of the bar of the Republic of Ghana, an Attorney General and Minister of Justice. This has implications for the rule of law. It has implications for justice delivery. It has implications in addressing corruption in Ghana. And it has an adverse effect on the integrity of both the bench and the bar of the Republic of Ghana, and stains terribly the cause of justice in Ghana. And is that his voice or not? Yes, it's his voice. Did he try to influence the third accused or not? We heard him clearly saying that, even try and delay, use medical reasons to delay. And for me, this morning, I'm going on two tangents. The General Legal Counsel's silence on this issue, as against their role, their legal obligation and role according to the statute and the law that sets up the General Legal Counsel. Here is Dami suggesting the use of a medical excuse to delay court processes. Here is a situation where a third accused is being influenced in the house of a Supreme Court judge. Potential witnesses are being interfered with. And also, you have discussions with the third accused without the counsel. The General Legal Counsel's role is to maintain licenses of lawyers, and they can even disbar lawyers. They have a disciplinary committee that sanctions and disbars lawyers. They are the main regulatory body for the legal profession in Ghana, and they have a duty to uphold standards of professional conduct and ethics of the legal profession. Is the General Legal Counsel saying that they have not heard anything about what is happening? They are governed by the Legal Profession Act, and they also have come up with the Professional Conduct and Etiquette Rules of year 2020, LI 2423. And so, in that LI 2423, it says in Section 8, a lawyer who holds public office shall not allow professional or personal interests to conflict with the proper performance of official duties. 13, communication with a represented person. Jakpa was a represented person. A lawyer shall not communicate or deal with a represented person on a matter or attempt to negotiate or compromise a matter directly with a represented person, except with the consent of a lawyer. So what Honorable Dami sought to do is in direct contravention of the Legal Profession Conduct and Etiquette Rules 2020, LI 2423. What is the General Legal Counsel saying when the leader of the bar, Minister of Justice, Attorney General, flagrantly violates a law? He, as a leader of the bar, flagrantly violates a law. What is the General Legal Counsel saying? We are calling the General Legal Counsel in the name of justice and in the name of upholding the scales of justice to intervene and ensure that Section 8 and 13 of their laws are applied and enforced. They need to act. We go to the Ghana Bar Association. I'm just going on these two institutions. The Ghana Bar Association, when you read their website, and I'm a member of the Ghana Bar Association, we say we are the voice of conscience of Ghana. Where is the voice of conscience of Ghana now, when our leader of the Bar Association of Ghana, in the person of Dami, who is Minister of Justice, is violating the law, is acting unconstitutionally, and the party MPP that put him there is saying that he will continue to be in office, and the President of the Republic of Ghana, who is also a member of the Bar Association of Ghana, has zipped his mouth and said nothing. He has been silent, despite well-meaning Ghanaians telling him to sack Dame or to ask him to resign. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has, in his usual manner and style, said absolutely nothing. The Bar Association has said that it maintains independence of all state organs and opposes government and judiciary when it considers they have undertaken measures that are inimical to the larger interests of the country. What Dame has done by this leak tape is very inimical to the larger interests of Ghana, because he is placing the judiciary in dispute and even delivery of justice. Because as the leader, he himself is contravening the law. And the Bar Association also has its code of ethics, Part VI. They shall inquire into any alleged professional misconduct. That is the disciplinary committee of the Bar Association, Part 6, VI. The disciplinary committee shall inquire into any alleged professional misconduct of any member of the association. In the Code of Ethics, it talks about acts of dishonor. A lawyer commits misconduct if he commits an act of fraud, dishonesty, or corruption, or does an act which is likely to bring the profession in dispute. Dame, as Minister of Justice, by his conduct, where we heard what he said on the tape, has brought the legal profession in Ghana into disrepute. He has committed a misconduct, and the Ghana Bar Association, as a paid-up member of the Ghana Bar Association, I'm using your medium to urge and demand that the Ghana Bar Association investigates this act of misconduct by the leader of the Ghana Bar Association, and also the General Legal Counsel by LI 2320.
How about the Legal Aid Commission?
The Legal Aid Commission doesn't have a locus here. They provide legal services for poor and indigent Ghanaians.
But they're not concerned about issues like these. If you have an accused person, facing prosecution, and you have the Attorney General having these engagements with him and all the allegations made as far as the tape is concerned, they don't have any
legally locus. They don't have it. They provide legal services. This falls smack on the laps of the General Legal Counsel and the Ghana Bar Association, and their regulations and laws are very clear. LI 2324 and 2424 is very, very clear. And it is clear that Dame has contravened the law. So I'm asking
just a
them.
Quick one.
Yes.
I've heard a lawyer say that
this
can be a hearing within a hearing.
Yes.
So it means that if the judge decides to make this a hearing, then we do not have the permission to draw a conclusion or to judge what pertains to the tape.
The judge the judge can do the hearing within a hearing in the case, the pending criminal case in court.
On the ambulance.
The judge can do that. We are talking about the conduct of the leader of the bar, being the Minister of Justice.
The point I'm making is that the accused has now filed a case, right? And hoping to be heard. So if the judge decides to call this case, which would be a hearing within a hearing, then, I mean, can we really
the General Legal Counsel
all bodies
the
to
General
talk about
Legal
it
Counsel
and
the bar, they can. It's not a matter of condemn. They ought to investigate.
So you're
of
calling
course,
on them
they
to
ought
investigate.
to investigate. They investigated Francis Sosu, did they not?
Yeah, yeah.
They investigated, is it Francis Kabuating, and then there's a lawyer in Kumasi. This is something that they do as a matter of course. They will, of course, investigate. There will be a committee or whatever, and they will give you an opportunity to speak, and they would look at all the evidence and then conclude whether or not there has been a misconduct.
Right.
What I'm saying is that the legislative instrument that has been passed under the Ghana General Legal Council gives it that power to look at whether or not there has been a misconduct by Dame. And the Ghana Bar Association, under its code of ethics and its code of conduct, also has that power to investigate and come up with a verdict. And this is what we are asking them to do, because we have not heard anything. And it has a profound and devastating impact on justice delivery in Ghana, especially where some of these whatever the talk and whatever went on in the house of
a judge,
a Supreme Court judge.
Can that also call for another case, maybe against the Supreme Court judge?
Well, that is why we want the General Legal Council to take it up and investigate under their own legislative instrument. And I've talked about Section 8 and Section 13.
There are lawyers,
it's very critical.
There are lawyers, when they're prosecuting a particular matter, because of the nature of the case, they will not even meet their relatives who are judges. Because of the case they're sitting on. So I'm just wondering, how did Justice Kolendi, as mentioned by the MPP actually,
you see, that is why the General Legal Council has to investigate, so that we know the story. For all you know, we are assuming he was not aware they were coming to his house. I mean, if the gentleman is his cousin, I mean, maybe the cousin, we can't conjecture.
No, but if you check, the WhatsApp exchanges between Richard, then it means between Richard and the AG. It is the AG that actually suggested that Richard wanted to meet, and he suggested that, well, then we'll meet in your brother's home. I think we'll have...
So the thing is that
let's go on as they
there's
post,
a need.
So it says, I will arrange through your brother. Thanks.
So you see, so let's also find out. Let the Supreme Court judge also be heard. Let us hear the tapes in the entirety. Let us know what happened in the residence of the Supreme Court judge, His Lordship Yoni Kulendi. Let the facts be established. And the General Legal Council, under the legislative instrument of the Legal Profession Conduct and Etiquette Rules, has that power, has been given that power by the legislative instrument to investigate. And there's even a section for even public prosecutors. There's a section for public prosecutors who also misconduct themselves. So the General Legal Council, apart from the calls, which I support, for the president to sack him or for him to resign, the law makes it clear, and the General Legal Council have to act with alacrity to solve this problem, to save the dispensation of justice and justice delivery in Ghana. We need to hold up the scales of justice evenly